Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'll be going over my third round game of the USE Go Congress. So far in the tournament I'm actually 2-0, which is very good. And yeah, let's get into my third round game. The time settings were an hour main time with 5 30-second overtime periods. I believe round 3 was the same day as round 2, just later that evening. So I had a few hours off, but I had 2 games that day. Now, as I mentioned in previous videos, I believe the first round video, I actually won my Blitz tournament bracket, my division, 6 down to 4 down, with a 10-2 record, and that earned me a review session with Ryan Lee after the tournament. So I mentioned how I got some of my games reviewed, where this was the first game I got reviewed. So I will be chiming in with insights that Ryan Lee had for me in this game. But without further ado, I am white and my opponent is black. So let's just dive right in. Yeah. Shusaka diagonal. And then black invades the 3-3. If you've watched pro games or even high level games, high amateur games, this is a opening you'll see a lot. Black actually plays the high one as opposed to the more common low one. Black just plays high. What it means is black is going to get a little bit more, but black is going to have to a move later. So that's why when I just pincer that left side stone, black fixes. And here, it's pretty hard to say, but white really, I think, should either play a move out towards the top, which helps the 3 stones, or play something like this. Really solidify the left side, I think would be a little bit better than the game move. Now this move would be perfectly fine, but you'll see how this move ends up kind of biting white in the back, because black immediately comes in, and now that black has a stronger formation on the top, white's going to be under more severe attack. So I extend up, Hane, and then black extends. Now sometimes, because as you're getting better, like almost like to the road to showdown, you're taught double Hane whenever you can. And so in this case, you might think, well, black should double Hane because even though white can cut, white really can't do anything else. But what this does is, one, it destroys black's shape. Look at black's shape. Black has made a Tetris piece, and Tetris pieces are no good. But secondly, when white extends, you can see white gets extra forcing moves, right? If black extends, sure, black gets a little bit more, but the stone at G14 is facing this black stone on the left, so black has actually weakened their stone at D12. If black has to protect somehow, well, then white now comes back, and now we have another fight brewing on the top. So that's why in this case, because you can see black's shape is still good, it doesn't push black towards his weak stone, just extending here is fine. So that's why, even though sometimes you might think, or you're taught, double Hane whenever you can, sometimes just extending is better. And that's why black's move here makes a lot of sense. And then I cap, and then black extends, and then I cover the lower left stone. And then black turns. That's a big turn. Yeah, maybe I should need to do that first. Maybe I could need to do that first, because black really can't connect back anyway. At least it's going to be difficult. And if he can, maybe I needed to play something a little more proactive into the center, like this. Just this move, it's just away from the action a little bit, because black gets that huge turn, what did they say, the $1 million turn or something like that. I have to extend, and then black makes a base. Yeah, this is a very nice move. It might be tempting to immediately go for this, but white can protect that weakness by going here, which helps white's base a lot. Now, one thing Ryan Lee said was, this group ends up getting, so what happens in the game is I go here, turn, he plays down, and instead of playing the Honte, just make I shape, I make a dive, try to keep black baseless. But then black, of course, gets very nice shape, and you can see white shape is very bad. Very, very bad. One thing Ryan Lee said is, especially with these sort of corner 3-3 invasions, whenever you're the person who took the outside, so in this case I have the 3 stones, you really want to try to make this exchange whenever possible. So whether it's right now, whether I did it as soon as black played this, well, maybe not, but whenever you get pincered, you want to make this exchange just to see how they answer. If they Atari, this stone at b15 is going to help make a base. It's going to help with white's I shape. But if they don't do that, then this turn is very big in the corner. So making this exchange whenever possible is very good. It's a very good exchange. Because you'll see, if I tried to do it later, it wouldn't be as efficient. But yeah, as opposed to playing this one, maybe I should go here. My idea was, I'm making very few points with my wall, and I want something to attack with it. And black going here, he just lives pretty easily with a pretty good handful of points. Now, if he does play here, that does mean I get Sente and can play elsewhere. But you can see black is getting a lot of points on the top and the left. So maybe this is better than the game, but this move still felt decent in the game. But you can see he makes good shape and then jumps out. So now I have a floating group, just like that. So yeah, as I was saying, if I try to do this now, it wouldn't really add that much, even if black just Ataris. It doesn't really help my group that much anymore. So I jump out, and then black starts in the bottom left now. Now this is, whenever you play this lower left variation as white, you need to know how to handle this attachment. And it's tempting to Atari through here, but it's not so good. Because when white blocks, black lives pretty easily, and there still leaves a weakness of black playing at d5 later. If white ignores, black playing here is a double peep. It's threatening to cut, but also is breaking through white. So generally you don't want to do that one. And I always thought you Atari, and then you have to play this one, because when black descends, when you come down and black cuts, you have an alive shape like this. After you extend, you have an alive shape. But if you do it the other way, like this way, and then you try to capture, you can see white does not have an alive shape. So I always thought white had to Atari this way. Now it was funny, during the review, Ryan Lee, I guess, overestimated what I knew, and he just kind of was clicking through here, like, oh, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I think, yeah, he was just kind of clicking through, and then I was like, yeah, so any questions? I was like, yeah, what about the lower left? And he's like, oh, I didn't even notice the lower left. So what white's supposed to do is after this, so what I was showing you is not so good for white, because after, even though white can live locally like this, the amount of forcing moves black gets on the outside is too much. And while attaching here directly doesn't necessarily work, black has a ton of free forcing moves black can use. Whether black uses it right now or later, the amount of stones white is going to spend to get the same amount of points is not worth it. So that's why it's maybe very rarely you'll want to do it, but there's a better way of playing for white, and it's playing this one. And you might think, well, this seems worse because when you descend down and black cuts, you're not alive in the corner. And that's what I thought too, but Ryan Lee showed me that white can just defend like this, and black is actually dead locally, especially when white is super strong. So you want to play this when you're very strong in the area, and here's why. If black just saves, you just kill outright like this. Now, when black goes here, we can assume, well, white blocks, black blocks, or stands up, white blocks, and then black goes here. We can assume this moves Sente because, of course, black's going to die on the left if black ignores. So let's say black fixes. So now white has fixed their cut. So now white can kill black by playing here. Black needs to block white off, but then white can come back. And it might look like, well, black can Atari, and then live locally. White can actually, after this one, play this move. And if black takes, because black's an Atari, white then connects back, and then black is dead. But if black takes, then white takes at A1, like this. And then, once again, even though black captured the 3 stones, black is not alive. So that is why, in this game specifically, but in most games too, this move here is very important. You can see black gets no extra forcing moves. There's no extra moves black can get. Black can't cut anywhere. So, yeah, I will definitely remember this. So, yeah, Ryan kind of scolded me on that, but that's good. Back attached. And then jumped out. So I have to jump. And, yeah, so you can see black is really punishing whites. Now here, I just had a bad misread. I was like, oh, he's threatening a push and cut. I want to do this, but when he goes here, that's a ladder breaker, and that would be awful for white. But of course, white can just play this. So there is no ladder there. So I should just do this move here. This move is very important for white's overall shape and flexibility, because white's very heavy. So white really needs to do something big, or get some good shape, I mean. Now, I'm also looking at this peep here, like this, which I would like to be able to do, but it feels like white's shape is just too thin in this area. There's a lot of weaknesses in white's shape. So in the game, because I thought the cut worked, which it obviously doesn't, and I wanted to make this peep at E11 work, I turned here. Now, this is the type of move, though, that's very one-dimensional. Because what it's doing is it's banking on black answering. Now, in the game, black answered. Like this. So then I was able to peep. But Ryan Lee, he brought up the point of, okay, if you go here, you're kind of assuming black's going to answer. And while I wasn't assuming, I don't know what to say. Yeah, maybe I was assuming then. But you're kind of hoping or assuming black's going to answer on the top. Or answer locally. But what if black were to fix? Then what you've exchanged is playing H14, this move that's worth no points, with a move that black can play out in the center to help with this double peep. Now this double peep doesn't work. So even though this move prepares for that, if black just fixes, then you've exchanged a very slow move with a very efficient move. So that's where, when you're playing, you want to make sure the moves you're getting are of equal or greater value than of your opponent's. Because the game's all about exchanges, right? I exchanged this move, and in the game, black exchanged these moves, right? So it's all about exchanges. Black exchanged the K14 for K13. It's all about exchanges. So you need to make sure your exchanges are equal or greater value than your opponent's. And we can see here, if white turns and black fixes, obviously black's getting much more profit in the center. He's getting his groups becoming light. It's getting a base. It's getting strength. White's turn here doesn't get white any more eyes, any more points. So, yeah, I needed to just play this. Be much better. But I think this move kind of spooked me. I was like, oh, he can cut. So I played that. But black peeped, and you can even see, even on the other side, look at half my stones are on that upper group, and they're worth 0 points. That's not good. That's very bad. So, yeah, I kind of felt like, while it might be Honte to just keep running, I kind of felt like I had to do something. So I just, okay, let's do it. Let's roll the dice and see what happens. Black connects, and I extend up, and then jump. And again, this fight isn't easy for black, but yeah, white attaches, or black attaches, and then this move. This move might be the move I regret the most, honestly. This move is very bad. because it's very one-dimensional. And I always talk about efficiency. So the fact that I played this is going against my own train of thought almost. Like, it's very one-dimensional. There are so many other moves I can play. Because I can play this Hane here. This one fixes the cut here, but also puts pressure on that center group. And I believe if I just answer, it might look like it, but I think black is unable to do this. Yeah, because this code is just too big. Yeah, if black has to connect, then white can push through and cut like that. So black can't even play to destroy the bamboo joint because black is too weak on that side. So if I just answer here, not give black any force moves, that would have been good. If I just Hane here, where my follow-up against the center group is much better, that would have been good. But instead I played this move. This move is so inefficient. And this is where you can't just copy and paste good shape into games. Like bamboo joint, that's good shape. But sometimes good shape is inefficient. And we can see here, does it put any more pressure on the black group on the left? No. Does it put any more pressure on the black group in the center? No. So, yeah, I needed to do this or just answer. Yeah. This move, so bad. So black cuts, extends, and cuts, and then jumps. So now he's going to get some forcing moves. So I have to jump there. But even here, I can still just, because I'm not surrounded. So I don't need to be that cautious. I can just extend here. Yeah. I was just playing too scared in this game. Black gets that Atari and then turns here. And yeah, I'm spending all those moves to surround the same amount of points I already had. Play there, and then extend back. And you can see all of white's points are in the lower left. White has no points anywhere else. And then black can jump. Again, I'm not alive at the top, so I have to jump. And then he jumps there. So, yeah, this game is getting very unwinnable for white at this point. Yeah, I have to pick which group am I gonna help next. So I play a very solid move. Like even if black didn't play here, yeah, he played that attachment first. But even if black just goes here, like what is my group getting compared to what black's getting on the top? Black is of course getting so much. Getting so much. Yeah, so go there, black attached. I have to connect. And then he jumps there, I have to jump. So now look, he's helping his middle group. And he's capturing that stone at 03. And this is why I said 03. While at the time I played it, it might not have been a very bad move, but you can see I played 03 at like move 10, something like that. And I never got a response until now. So black was able to swallow 03 just by attacking. So that's why 03 was kind of, again, that's more of a hindsight 2020 thing, but still, it's you can see black just takes it at the 5th line, which is, very efficient. So yeah, the game's, and then I even played this attachment. Don't really know what this move was. I think I was trying to, maybe I was worried about some wedges. I'm not so sure. There are some wedges I have to worry about, but after this, black just is alive now in the center. So I just kind of let him live. Plays that. He plays there. I jump. Peep. Play there. Play K16. Now I'm finally getting some eye shape on the top. But it's too late. Black plays at the shape point here. And now this string of stones in the center is pretty heavy. Pretty heavy. I just can't do anything about it. So yeah, black just knew how to attack better. Black just knew how to attack better. And black understood shapes better as well. Like, look at black's shape in the center, on the right side, on the top. Like, white shape is horrible. I have a string of stones everywhere, not doing anything. So, I push and cut. Doesn't really do much, though. But I was like, I have to do something. Push through, attach. He peeps. If I connect though, I just lose the game. So I had to do something. He hanes, Atari, and then play there. He throws in. That's okay. I think there was a better move. And then cuts. I mean, he still takes the center, which is enough to win, but and squeezes like this. But Black could have taken the center stones if Black had just gone here, because this threatens throw in. So if White captures, Black's able to take the 5 stones there. But you can see White takes a bigger corner, but I still think the 5 stones is bigger, but still. It's important to note after this, if White connects, Black and then Atari and then connect. And Black wins the semi-eye, and there's no issues here with any sort of cuts. Because one, White's an Atari here, but if White tries to cut on the other side, Black has very good shape here. And White's down to 3 liberties in the center. We can see though by throwing in, like this, connect, Atari, there, connect. When White goes here, you can see Black's shape not so good. If Black plays there, White can then cut and can destroy Black's shape. So that's why mini mistake from Black. I think Black can just pull back here, but again, in the grand scheme of things, it really didn't change much. Yeah, so Black went here and then covered, because again, this is still Sente, so yeah, and I can at least play here once. Maybe this is, yeah, I should just do this, right? At least once, even if Black answers, come back. But letting Black get that move in Sente just fixed his right side. So yeah, just wasn't playing too well. I don't know. And as you get stronger and stronger, it's just your mistakes cost you more as you get stronger and play stronger opponents, which I think was the key here. Yeah, I tried to play Sente against that group, but it's not Sente. It descends. Yeah, just nothing else really too exciting in this game. I even didn't Gote here because I have to connect. Yeah, Hane, sure, that's big. Yeah, try to take more Sente, but nothing really works. I have a kind of cool move here, but it's too late. Beep. Extend Hane here. Of course, Black knows this, but just so you know, Black is unable to Atari here because this move is Sente against the corner. If Black takes, I can then connect back. Of course, Black knows that, so he just turns. So yeah, he even ignores that. He descends down. And then I ignore because I'm like, I don't have time. But then Black can just make a ko. And then now that group's going to potentially die. So yeah, just a not good game. I mean, Black played very well, I must say. Black played very well. Again, his understanding of shape was phenomenal. Just, I wish I played better as all. Yeah, but yeah, at this point, I resigned. Because I have no points. All the points I had for 80-90% of the game were the lower left, and that's all I had by the end. So yeah, Black just played very strongly, and his understanding of shape and attacking was just much better. So yeah, the big advice Ryan Lee gave me was one, slowing down in my games, because I was explaining how I thought I was playing slowly, but of course not slow enough. And also just really trying to read more and doing life and death problems. But yeah, that's it for this game. So I lost this game. So I was 2-1. 2-1. Yeah. So then the next day I would have my final game of the tournament. So look forward to that review. But yeah, if you have any questions about this game, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.